Welcome to Platinum Northwest TV News. In the headlines first tonight, we hear from President Cyril Ramaphosa at his presidential engagement with the Northern Cape, and Northwest Premier Mokgosi cautions against politicizing unemployment at his 2025-26 budget speech. Also here tonight, National Treasury finds malware on its systems. Further abroad this evening, French President Emmanuel Macron says France will recognize Palestinian statehood. And we kick off a big sporting weekend as Banyana fight to return home with a medal. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. I'm Boitumelo Monare. We begin in Kimberley, where earlier today, President Cyril Ramaphosa led talks between the National Executive and the Provincial Executive of the Northern Cape on projects aimed at improving economic growth and service delivery.
Now, structured engagements between national and provincial as well as local government structures are designed to narrow and ultimately close the gaps that often prevents us from doing what needs to be done. They are meant to help us work together more efficiently, to resolve challenges together and to plan smarter. But they also enable us to come up with innovative ideas and proposals of how we can foster development. I have said on a number of occasions that the Northern Cape in many ways is an economic pioneer and a frontier of innovation. Last year, there was a report published a profile that characterized the province as South Africa's emerging powerhouse, quite literally. The Northern Cape is at the forefront of the clean energy revolution, as we all know, and is experiencing a significant surge in power projects, notably solar as well as green hydrogen. Now, the province's green hydrogen master plan is ambitious in both scope and potential, not just for the Northern Cape, but for the national economy as well.
Now, this is the sixth engagement between the National Executive and provinces following interactions between the President and provincial governments of KZN, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, and the Eastern Cape. Now, Northwest Premier Mokgosi has cautioned against politicizing unemployment. This comes amid growing concerns about the province's high unemployment rate and the Premier's office efforts to push initiatives that bolster service delivery. Mokgosi, who tabled the 2025-26 budget speech at the Northwest Provincial Legislature in Mahikeng on Thursday, said that his office is prepared to build up programs which prioritize capacity building. The Premier responded to members of the provincial legislature after the budget speech debate.
Now, I'll be very happy to receive inputs coming from you members, in particular from the opposition, on your suggestions. You see, because unemployment is a serious problem. The more we politicize it, it's like we want to score points. This is a challenge that faces all of us in our homes, in our community, in our society. Everybody who has ideas and views on how can we assist, not the ANC, South Africa, can you bring them so that we are there to assist each other?
Next up, Impala Rustenburg has announced the return of its annual Career Expo, set to inspire grade 11 learners from various mining communities across Rustenburg. The expo, which will run from the 4th of August to the 1st of September, plans to inspire more than 3,000 learners, providing a unique opportunity to learn more about various career options within the mining sector. The expo is designed to equip learners with the skills they need to succeed in their future careers, while also providing a platform to network with industry giants. This year, the expo will offer students an immersive, technology-driven experience featuring popular virtual reality tours. With that, we head into international news. France will recognize Palestine as a state. This is according to President Emmanuel Macron. Macron said that he will formalize the decision at the United Nations General Assembly in September. In an ex-post on Thursday, Macron shared a letter to Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in which he outlined his intent. Macron had previously indicated his determination to recognize the state of Palestine, as France's foreign minister is set to co-host a conference at the UN next week on a two-state solution to the decades-long conflict.
We want a ceasefire, no discussion. And today, working together in order to recognize the state of Palestine and to initiate this political momentum is the only path to peace. Because since Oslo in 1993, with Gaza in ruin and West Bank being on a daily basis attacked, the perspective of a Palestinian state has never been put at risk as it is. And the objective of a recognition is not just making our duty, but this is as well reopening a political perspective and refusing just an answer based on security. And this is why this solution of the two states and the recognition of the state of Palestine is as well, according to me, the only way to build peace and stability for all in the whole region.
Now, at least 142 countries out of the 193 members of the UN currently recognize or plan to recognize a Palestinian state. But several powerful Western countries have refused to do so. They include the United States, the United Kingdom, and Germany. And now it is time for the business news. The South African National Treasury has discovered malware on its infrastructure reporting model website, which is its online monitoring system. Treasury indicated that the issue was related to the recent attacks on SharePoint, a widely used web-based platform developed by Microsoft for collaboration and document management. The security flaws allow hackers to access SharePoint servers and steal keys that lead them to impersonate users or services. This could enable deep access into compromised networks to steal confidential data. Microsoft has issued patches to fix the vulnerabilities, but researchers caution that hackers may have already gained a foothold into many servers. Meanwhile, the department said that although it found malware within one of its systems, its other systems and websites continue to operate normally without any disruption. With that, we'll now wrap up with the sports news. We kick off the weekend as Banyana have put behind them the disappointment of losing to Nigeria in the semi-final of the CAF Women's Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco. But it's not all gloom and doom, as there is still the bronze medal to fight for. Banyana are now focused on tonight's bronze medal match against Ghana. The players are now motivated to beat Ghana's Black Queens in Casablanca to win the bronze medal and not return home empty-handed. Kickoff between South Africa and Ghana is at 9 p.m. SA time. That's 8 p.m. local time in Morocco. More sporting news here tonight. South Africa men's head coach Shukri Conrad has announced his near full-strength squads. South Africa's Test and One-Day captain Themba Bavuma, along with T20 skipper Aiden Markram, will return to lead the Proteas' 6-game white ball tour across Australia next month. Off-spinner Pranello Subrayan has also earned a maiden limited overs call-up and features in both the T20I and ODI squads. Young batters Dierval Brevis and Luandre Pretorius having been included in both squads for 3 T20 matches in Darwin and Cairns between August 10th to August 16th, followed by 3 one-day internationals in Cairns and Mackay from August 19th to August 24th. And that was your Friday night PNW TV News broadcast. From all of us here in studio, until next time, thank you and good night.